Fox host Greg Gutfeld decided to go after Russell Brand because Russell Brand has been attacking his network recently. He kind of has taken a page out of the book of us, not us as in me specifically, but the network, like the Young Turks, the main channel, David Pakman, myself, Sam Cedar, Tom Hartman, like what all the progressive hosts do, how we cover news, but we'll also sometimes just fucking mock Fox News mercilessly and mock conservative figures mercilessly. He liked that idea. And bless him for that. I'm very happy he likes it. And he's like, I'm going to join it. And by the way, he already has, levels of celebrity that we can only dream of. So when he does it, automatic, 700,000 views in a day. When I do it, it's like 3,046. So, yeah, we like that he's doing it, and it has positive effects, and it spreads the word that, places like Fox News are vile, disgusting places. Now, every once in a while, I think we did one video or two videos where I slightly disagreed with him because he took it too far. Like, there's one video where he said Fox News is worse than ISIS. Look, buddy, I'm with you in terms of Fox News sucking, but then again, Greta Van Susteren isn't beheading people at night. Just, you got to call it like it is. You got to stick to the facts, right? But Greg Gutfeld is fed up with Russell Brand because he's effectively mocking these guys. So what does he do? He attacks him in the dumbest way possible.
Can I make a point about this? When rhetoric gets extreme over racial issues, it is better to walk away and then be happy that from these consequences arose a middle ground, which I think is happening. There are people from all sides who are agreeing, and there might be solutions coming from some common sense where we start eliminating the extreme voices. But you know it's bad. You know it's bad when a left-wing commie scum named Russell Brand actually weighs in. He actually lectured Jason Riley, who is black, on how to be black. He accused Jason Riley of betraying his racial roots because basically he asserted some conservative perspective about what was going on. He also said that Jason Riley probably lives in a white neighborhood, and then he went on to mock Jason Riley's white-sounding voice. The interesting thing is Brand went after me as well, but he didn't mention my race. He only mentioned Jason's race, which makes him a racist. Now, meanwhile, while this is going on, while Russell Brand is lecturing the United States on bigotry, the deadliest form of bigotry, radical Islam, is spewing from his homeland, but he's too much of a coward to actually focus on that and to say something like that because he dressed as Osama bin Laden on Halloween after 9/11. He is a coward. He should talk about what's going on in his home and not in ours.
That's such a stupid point because you're purposely being disingenuous. He's like, well, why doesn't he go after ISIS and disagree with jihadists? He should maybe disagree with them. That's what I say. I always say. Yeah, but he does. We all disagree with ISIS. We all disagree with jihadists. We all disagree with fundamentalist Muslims. We all disagree with fundamentalists of all stripes. Okay? The idea that, what, he can't ever criticize you because you need him to criticize somebody else first? But that doesn't make any sense. He can disagree with both of you. He can dislike ISIS, which he does, right? He's secular, okay, and he's a progressive, and he can disagree with Fox. It's not they set it up like it's an either or. Like either, well, if you attack us, you obviously agree with ISIS. But he doesn't. You just made that up. No, but see, this is the thing. When you're on Fox News, they're just lacking logic. And then also, to the point that he's a racist. Why? Because he told a black guy who basically sided with the cops in Ferguson that he's wrong? No, of course he's right to point that guy out and say, what are you doing? And he says, oh, well, he basically accused him of being a race traitor. Good! He is! It's like all the time, you can see countless videos of me going after Herman Cain, going after Alan West, going after Ben Carson, and saying, hey, man, you're a fucking sellout. Do you know that? That's what you are. You act like you don't understand the plight of the African American in the United States of America, okay? And you act like you don't have firsthand experience with it, and you act like the Democrats are the evil party when it's a historical fact that it's the conservatives and the Republicans that have at every step of the way prevented equality of the races. Okay? Look, don't take my word for it. Go back in the history books. It was always the conservatives who blocked, whether it's the end of Jim Crow, the end of segregation, who were against affirmative action, who were against all these policies that would have made the racial situation better. Even if you go, I'm sorry to say it, but it's true, it's factual. You go all the way back to when slavery was abolished. It's the conservatives who wanted to keep slavery, the South, the conservatives, right? So this idea that, you can't talk about a black guy who is a sellout, who happens to side with people that hate other black people, nonsense. Yes, we're going to call that person out. Of course we're going to call that person out. And you know who likes it most when we call those people out? Black people love it. Because they're like, yeah, actually, that guy is a sellout, so go get him. That's right. So, Greg Gutfeld, you have to stop with your stupid arguments, man. And look, again, it's not like there's not some legitimate disagreements to have with Russell Brand. I had them myself. Jank did an interview with him recently. I don't know if you disagree with him on anything, but go back and look at the segment I did when he said Fox News is worse than ISIS. Well, that's just not true, right? And I said, look, man, you got to stick to the facts. I understand where you're coming from, but you're just wrong about this particular point, right? So there's points to disagree with him on, and he's a controversial figure. I think he's more of a revolutionary than a guy like I might be, okay? But the way you attack him is pathetic. Racist, commie scum, how dare you talk about the situation not in your country. What the fuck is that even about? And why doesn't he attack fundamentalist Islam?